들어가 보니까 양피지 두루마리 7개를 발견한 거예요.
In the jars, which had lain asleep for 2,000 years, were parchment scrolls made from animal skins. When the scrolls discovered by the shepherds reached archaeologists, they were revealed to be copies of the Bible written 2,000 years ago. Thanks to the dry weather, the scrolls were fairly well maintained in their original form. Most of the copies that were found then were written in Hebrew. Texts which record lives of the religious are claimed to be vivid data for understanding the period.
They contain 2,000-year-old information about the lives of the people who lived as a community in Qumran at the time, their religious lives, and their confessions of faith.
Excavation of the surrounding area commenced after Cave 1 was discovered. Over 1,000 scrolls were found in Cave 10. In particular, the entire chapter 60 of the book of Isaiah was discovered in Cave 4. I'm sure that somewhere out there
that have yet to be found.
It is not only the Qumran community that carried on their religious lives, isolated from the rest of the world,
and away from city life.
Mar Saba Monastery sits dangerously on cliffs that overlook Kidron Valley. Just who and why did anyone come into this remote location for their monastic life? Mar Saba Monastery was built in
483 and is the oldest existing Greek Orthodox monastery in the world.
Saint Sabas came to Kidron Valley, isolated from the rest of the world,
to a cave and practiced his ascetic life. When he acquired the disciples, he formed an ascetic cave community. However, women are restricted from entering
it is traditionally off limits to women for the monks who devote themselves solely to monastic life.
There are 16 monks who live here.
Saint Sabas was so revered that he was proclaimed the leader of all monks.
He died 100 years ago, but his body remains. Monks have continued to reside for 1,000 years in compliance with his spirit.
It is said that the saint ate only a minimal amount of food and strived to protect the suffering before he died here. Which is the cave that he first practiced asceticism in when he arrived in Kidron Valley?
That is the cave where it is said that the saint didn't come out for 5 years as he was practicing.
How could he live for 5 years in such a
cliffside cave?
It feels as
if I would plummet. Should I take a wrong step? The highest is over 100 meters.
It makes me dizzy just to look down. The cave is large enough for a single person
to sit inside.
It would seem that one couldn't even spread their legs for comfortable sleep lest they fall. However, there are a great number of these caves. Each precipice is pocked with holes.
This is one of the caves among 1,000 years was her brought industry at Kidron Valley. Thousands of monks prayed here.
But why is it that so many people came all the way to the place like this? Even within a desert isolated from civilization, they went further into the cliffs, difficult for human beings to reach. I wondered how pressing it was for them to make this their place of spiritual practice. What else did they find in such a perfectly empty desert, in this silent-filled desolate land? I'm now heading for Masada, a sacred place imbued with the resistant spirit of the Jews. Masada, which towers high amid the desert, is the impregnable fortress. Masada. Long ago, a huge flood of water swept through the Judean desert and left this peak. When Jerusalem was conquered by the Romans, 1,000 Jews fled Jerusalem. They fled through this desert and climbed the natural fortress Masada, located 130 kilometers from Jerusalem. It takes 3 minutes by cable car and 1.5 hours if you go by foot, but it took us the next 3 years for the Roman army to reach Masada's summit. Masada was originally a refuge where King Herod had staked out in case a riot broke out. It was a perfect refuge because the last several years it had been. For the Romans who came in pursuit of the escapees, so there was no way for them to bring the Jews down. Remnants of where the Romans were stationed remain to this day. Later, the Romans put their pride as they intended, wiping out at last the jealous Jews standing. At the time, 15,000 Roman soldiers came here with Jewish slaves. Though it took as many as 3 years to invade the Masada. The Romans were inexperienced in battling in such a hot desert. No water, so they were capable blindly waiting and shooting rock cannons were all they could do. They can be launched up to the 100 to 500 meters. How heavy would it be to be able to shoot this? It looks at least 100 kilograms. The last resisting Jews had come in a rush, but they did not like anything at Masada, despite dwelling there for 3 years. There for 3 years. They had everything they needed, from houses to a school and a synagogue. There is no more thing that King Herod put most effort into water. How did they resolve the issue of water shortage in Masada? Of course, water from rainfall at the top of Masada was gathered in gutters. But when this ran short, they made the gullies didn't reach the wadis. It's amazing how they tried to get one more drop of water with the shore in the rainy season. There are 25 water storage tanks in Masada. You can find cavernous entrances and gullies all around. The size is enormous. This is the reason why close to 1,000 people were able to survive for 3 years. And that's not all. The resisting Jewish army required, since they were here for 3 years, they found their answering fowl, particularly pigeons. Jewish people eat pigeons in ancient times. They even offered them as shrines, and the high priest would. They were bred in Masada too, and supplied protein and meat to the military.
Equipped with
breeding coops for pigeons, they would have easily been able to survive not only 3 years but longer. However, the Romans troops would not just sit idle and watch and attack their fortress. They started to build earthen ramparts. After standing face to face for 3 years, the Romans finally attacked the summit while raising acquired from the desert. However, the final remaining Jews all killed themselves and did not allow the Romans any taste of victory. With this, Israel disappeared into history. This was in 73 AD. Jesus already told about that. You can frequently see boys carrying a large Torah in Masada. Torah students, they have their bar mitzvah at the old Jewish resisting army. Bar mitzvahs to the Jews, the community, and the very significant celebration. It is a promise made not to one's parents, but directly with God, to be a child of God. The boys prepare for a long time with their Torah reading, the Jewish scripture which is written in Hebrew. 2,000 years ago, with the final resistance as Messiah, the Jews lost their nation and had to scatter all over the world. They came to destroy yourself to instill them with the Jewish spirit and roots.
Dad and Mom
I thank Dad and Mom for bringing me here, all the things.
All the things I bought here.
I bought here, staying here for the whole bar mitzvah. So we are from California, from the United States, and the traditional bar mitzvah in the United States can be in the local temple.
The neighborhood
temple,
right? But we thought
to get a stronger connection to Israel, that we would want to have it here. The power that guides Israel. This is the Judean desert, where the Jewish spiritual roots lie. Things around the world, or city, a city within a city. Projects created by diverse religions and ethnicities. They are shuddering a town for the millions who rejected the world. Jerusalem, highland of history that dates back 3,000 years. Next step is your own history, Jerusalem.